Hey guys, welcome to Dam IELTS. This episode, we're going to be talking about beauty. It's one of the most difficult topics, I think, to talk about in Vietnam, but it's also one of my most passionate topics. But before we start, I want to ask myself a couple of questions. First question, Phoebe, do you think you're beautiful? I'm quite confident with what God has given me. Phoebe, do you prefer tanned or pale skin? I think I prefer tan skin for myself because I think it reflects health. Phoebe, are you completely excited about the guest today? I totally am. I think we're gonna have quite a good girl talk. So I think it's time to go. Guys, let's get ready.
Studio ready.
Hey, you're back here with us in the studio, and today we're going to be talking about appearance and beauty. And who better to talk about this topic than the amazing Miss Congeniality, Miss Universe Vietnam 2008, Dương Thùy. She's right here in the studio, so let's meet her right now.
Thank you, Phoebe, and thank you everyone for having me here today. And I'm very happy to be able to share with you guys what I know about the topic that you just shared today, appearance.
Yes, thank you, and I'm so excited to talk about this because it's a topic that I think a lot about and I talk a lot about, and it's always at the back of my head somehow. So tell us a little bit about appearance. What is appearance to you? Yeah, are you more of an external person or an internal person?
Well, obviously, as someone who participated in beauty pageant, I cannot say that I'm an interior person. I'm an introspective person.
Right.
No, I care about my appearance a lot, and I think it's very important in nowadays society that you need to look after your appearance, because we need to communicate people in the social media age today that people will judge you within the first 5 seconds.
Yes.
So if your appearance is not good enough, then you lose out a lot of opportunities. I understand that many people keep saying that it's the value, it's your core values that matter, but I agree. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
But in order for people to know your values, to know your core values, they need to at least want to talk to you.
Yes.
And so appearance, in my opinion, is very important. And what it is how you dress, is how you present yourself. Is your overall
energy.
Energy, yeah.
Yes.
Is what kind of mood you reflect to the other person, how they see you, and it doesn't have to be fashionable. Yeah.
How do you upkeep your beauty, your own appearance, and your own outer beauty?
I think it's a daily struggle. To be honest with you, until today, when I'm over 30, you don't need to know exactly how old I am, but there are periods in my life that I just want to have so many plastic surgeries. I always feel like I need to fix something, because if you believe in astrology, I am a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist. I always feel like I need a bigger boobs, a bigger pair of boobs, or bigger eyes.
Yes.
More slender nose, taller nose. Basically, it's a constant daily struggle to see your true beauty.
Yeah.
But as I grow older, as I contribute more to society, and I see myself in the eyes of others, I realize that I'm actually beautiful originally as I am.
Yeah.
And how I maintain my appearance or my beauty is first of all, I see my body is like a sacred temple.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the best tool I have, my body. So if I want to live a long, happy life, then I need to take care of the temple.
Absolutely.
So I look after what I eat. I also take extra care of it, just like you put on your moisturizer, the best thing you can put into your body. At the same time, it's what in your mind that determine the most how you look. I can tell you a happy person really shine through.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't really know how to take care of her health very well. but a stressful person, and no matter how much she goes to the spa, she do beauty therapy, it still shine through that she is very stressed and unhappy. So I think the utmost important thing is to take care of your soul, take care of your mind. You have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body.
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to the next section, and it is basically called the yay or nay section.
Okay.
And you're going to hold up a card that says yay or nay.
Okay.
And with whatever statement you agree with, it's a yay.
Okay.
With whatever statement you disagree with, it's a nay.
Okay, sure.
All right? All right, ready for the yay or nay?
Yep.
Okay, here goes. All right, no makeup over makeup. No. All right, long hair is better than short hair. No, interesting. All right, white skin is better than tan skin. Are you a whiteies? Oh, you're also a tannies, okay.
No, I mean, nay doesn't mean a negative. It can be a like no if there's no definite answer. Like doesn't have to be white or tan, you know, it can be anything that you can still be beautiful.
All right, so let's, over the next one. Perfume is better than natural body scent.
Oh dear. I'm always a neutral. Nay means body scent can be sexy as well.
Okay, body scent can be sexy as well. All right, last question, and it is Vietnamese beauty is better than global beauty. Vietnamese definition of beauty is, I prefer the Vietnamese definition of beauty compared to the definition of global beauty. This is a tough one.
Well, to me,
It's a tough one.
a nay means I don't think we can compare beauties like that. You know, beauty is also something very cultural.
Yes.
And you cannot say, you're nobody to say, I am nobody to say which one is better. You know? I think Vietnamese standards is nice and global standard is also nice. It has its own, you know,
Absolutely.
its own strength and own group of audience.
All right, thanks so much for the yay and nay. And now we're actually moving on to the next section, which is our IELTS Marathon Challenge.
Okay.
This might be a little bit physical.
Physical.
Okay. Not too much, just a little bit. But I think your body will fare perfectly well since you take care of it so well.
Well, yeah, that's in theory.
All right, let's move on to the IELTS Marathon Challenge, shall we? And then we can talk some more later.
Sure.
All right,
Okay.
let's move on.
This is the IELTS Marathon. With the first challenge, you have to look for 3 items: the passports, the key, the confirmation letter. After that, you have to be ready for a perfect photo shoot. Then perfect fingerprints. Moving on, series of challenges will be ready for you at the monitor. And the last and surely the hardest one, you will have to hide away from the spotlights, collecting 6 characters, then form a word. The IELTS Marathon is ready right now.
You're back with us at the Tam IELTS studio, and this is the Tam IELTS Marathon Challenge. And of course, the contender today is Miss Congeniality, Dương Linh. Tell us a bit about, congeniality. I know people call you Miss Friendly. Do you like that term?
Well, I am a little bit overdosed. How to say? I appreciate it, sometimes people just make fun of it. And I don't appreciate that, but I guess it must be special to be mentioned so often.
Right, as Miss Friendly.
Yeah.
But the official title, guys, is Miss Congeniality. And congeniality is more like beauty and friendliness with a social purpose. So right now, please stand here and close your eyes, because the first challenge is the devil's space.
The devil's space. And
Devil's.
what does that mean?
Which is the space behind you and around you will turn into devils. Because it's going to be so messy, and you're going to dig through the mess to
I
find the
see.
3 items.
Okay. So you guys better get 8 or 9 for IELTS, okay? To worth my effort of closing my eyes and having devils surround me.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
Get
Ready.
set.
Okay.
Go. Close your eyes. Don't
Okay.
open them
How do you know if I don't open?
because I'm standing here and I'm watching. May we have the mess, please? 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes.
Okay. And
Woo! That's another devil.
okay, what
The
I'm
last
supposed to
devil.
do now?
Now you gotta dig through the mess and find the passport, the information letter, as well as the set of keys.
You. Please don't throw it to my face.
Lily, are you a perfectionist?
Oh, I have the keys.
Oh, congratulations. 2 more.
This is one neat person. Okay. What else?
Passport
Passport, the letter, right?
and letter. Oh,
Yeah,
passport. You're so
passport.
fast. All right. 2 out of 3. She's still afraid of flashing herself. You have it?
I'm still worried about flashing myself. Oh, don't film that. Okay.
It'll be cut. But you
Okay.
haven't flashed yourself. Yoo-hoo!
This is all right.
Yes, now you
Okay.
gotta give it to me.
Wow.
All
This is
right.
good practice. You
On
know.
to the next challenge, which is the one that you're completely amazing at, the photo shoot challenge.
Okay. Okay.
Start.
How do I do that? I can't see anything.
She can't find the button.
No, I can't.
The
find
button might be in front. The button might be in front. Okay. Do we have the timer ready?
Oh.
Oh. You
Can I
gotta
do
check
that
out your
again?
photo. You gotta check out your photo.
No, it will be like my tummy.
You will love it. It should be your new profile picture.
Can I do that again?
Yes, please. You gotta do it again.
But how can I turn on this thing? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Hopefully it looks good.
It is perfect. It is perfect.
What was it that the plan? Ah,
It is
nice.
perfect. You're off to the next challenge.
And-
Fingerprints.
Okay.
All right. Please stand behind the pillar.
Oh my God, this is like good cardio, you know?
Yeah, it is very good.
My heart rate is higher than 130. I don't need to do any workout today.
How she calculates her heartbeat, I wonder.
Oh, I think when I sweat.
You might have to maneuver through the mess of the road, and not necessarily the mess of devil teddy bears. But yeah, you do have to maneuver a lot of messes, including fingerprint mess.
Okay.
All right. And she's done. And as
Yay.
she wipes her fingers, she's off to the next challenge. Okay, so now is basically the section that you're going to look at the screen,
Okay.
answer IELTS questions, and we're going to start off with the headphone challenge.
And what do I do after I put on the headphone?
So you just put on the headphone,
Okay.
sit, relax, think
Okay,
of somewhere
relax.
nice, and listen.
Okay.
Okay. Can we have the headphone, please?
You will hear a guide at an art museum talking to a group of visitors.
Good morning and welcome to the museum, one with a remarkable range of exhibits which I'm sure you'll enjoy. Most of the museum facilities are downstairs in the basement, so you go down the stairs here. When you reach the bottom of the stairs, you'll find yourself in a sitting area with comfortable chairs and sofas where you can have a rest before continuing your exploration of the museum. We have a very good restaurant which serves excellent food all day in a relaxing atmosphere. To reach it, when you get to the bottom of the stairs, go straight ahead to the far side of the sitting area, then turn right into the corridor. You'll see the door of the restaurant facing you. If you just want a snack or if you'd like to eat somewhere with facilities for children, we also have a cafe. When you reach the bottom of the stairs, you'll need to go straight ahead, turn right into the corridor, and the cafe is immediately on the right. And talking about children, there are baby-changing facilities downstairs. Cross the sitting area, continue straight ahead along the corridor on the left, and you and your baby will find the facilities on the left-hand side. The cloakroom, where you should leave coats, umbrellas, and any large bags, is on the left-hand side of the sitting area. It's through the last door before you come to the corridor. There are toilets on every floor, but in the basement, they're the first rooms on the left when you get down there. Okay. Now, if you've got anything to leave in the cloakroom, please do that now, and then we'll start our tour.
Okay, cloakroom B.
Cloakroom to B. Is this correct? You are absolutely correct.
Okay.
You're on to the next challenge, to find mistakes.
Do I need to listen to anything?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You can take it off.
Okay, with no more than 2 words or a number for each answer. Number 7.
Number 7, that is... You are absolutely correct. You just need to find one mistake. And now it's the reading test.
Okay.
One of our advice for a lot of the audience, you can continue to read.
Okay.
For a lot of the audience is basically to read the questions first and then read the paragraph later. And because you just need to answer true, false, or not applicable, just pick one phrase and decide whether you want to look for that phrase in the paragraph.
Now, I think I will read the text first.
All right?
So, number 1 is false.
Number 1 is false. Is this correct? You're correct. Now you should need to find 3 synonyms for the underlined words, and then you're off to the final screen challenge.
The data below, so table is data.
Okay, the data below.
Rebuilt.
Rebuilt for refurbished, and you got one more.
Say that. Claim.
All right, you're on to the next one, pronunciation challenge. And this is where you got to read a paragraph, and you
Okay.
need to get one sentence, one full sentence correct according to our voice recognition program.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, whenever you see the red microphone, then that's good.
Okay. 130 volunteers rode bicycles around Hanoi to call for people's support to the Earth Hour. Vietnam tries to save 8% of energy consumption a year in 5 years. Households and businesses are asked to turn off non-essential lights for 1 hour. We want to raise the public awareness of the need to take action to climate change.
All right. That is great. You got it. You got it, girl. You got it. Woohoo. All right, please come on here. How did you feel about that challenge?
I feel great about myself.
All right, so thanks so much for going through all of that. And of course, you still have one more challenge left, and it is called the sneak of shame. All right?
Okay.
Okay, let's go on to the sneak of shame. Can we have the lights, please? All right, next up is the sneak of shame. And please start.
Okay. Is this thing going to move?
Yes, it will move when you start moving.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Now
Scary.
it moves.
Okay.
Okay, she got an E. And a C. and an E. And a D. And a U. Okay, you only got one left, one letter left. I wonder how she's gonna get it.
Whoa.
It's not easy to do so in heels.
Done.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm done.
Very, very elegant. Very elegant.
You know, that's how my school taught me. You know, Singapore Chinese Girls School. We're supposed to be elegant when we do physical exercise.
And you've proven your school did a very good education
Oh,
program.
that was supposed to be a joke.
So here we go.
Yep.
We got these letters. And then we have E, E, S.
And what do I need to do?
And you got to arrange them to make a word.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So what can it be?
What can it be?
What can it be? It starts with S. And what does it end with? It ends with E.
It's end with E, so it's
It's something else. So it starts with S, ends with E.
Seduce! Oh yeah. Why didn't we think about the topic of this
Exactly.
one?
We even talked about the art of
it never
seduction.
crossed our mind about seduce.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we're just pure women who don't think too much about seduction.
We don't use that word too often.
And before we end the show, do you have 3 to 4 vocabulary or words or phrases about beauty and appearance that you might want to share with our audience before you go?
Natural,
Natural,
confident,
confident,
and powerful,
powerful,
and happy.
happy. Yeah, you did mention the association of happy and beauty many, many times. All right, guys, so remember from Dương, Thùy, Linh, confident, happy, powerful,
Natural.
as well as natural. Beautiful, beautiful words. Yeah, I will internalize them as well because I think they are also very true to what I believe to be beauty.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming onto the show and sharing those amazing vocabulary, amazing words about beauty with our audience.
Thank you.
Thank you. And of course, guys, next up is the idioms of the week section. And this week's section is going to be about beauty and appearance. So check it out. Don't go anywhere because you know you love our idioms of the week.
Idiom of this week. Dressed to kill. When someone, especially a woman, is dressed to kill, they are wearing very fashionable or glamorous clothes intended to attract attention. Coming up next on Tám IELTS, are you ready for a set of useful tips of the IELTS preparation? Provided by our IELTS experts from the British Council. And in the Start to IELTS, MC Hương of the Morning Cafe Show will experience the real-time IELTS speaking test. Will she be nervous? How can she overcome the pressure? Next part of Tám IELTS is ready for you right now.
Welcome back to the studio, and we have our expert IELTS person right here with us. His name is Dan Ruel, and thank you for coming to the studio.
It's great to be here.
And of course, you're going to show us, and you're going to show all our audience what really goes on inside the examiner's head. Yeah? So excited to listen to that. So this topic today's topic is on appearance. Now, is appearance something that is very internal to you? Do you think a lot about looks or beauty, or how to portray yourself in the public world?
As a gentleman, I probably don't think too much about it. And as a married gentleman, I probably don't look at females' appearance too much. But obviously, it's part of human nature.
Wow, so you're like the ideal ideal married gentleman.
Try to be, yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at basically our stars do IELTS this week.
Okay.
We have stars coming into the show every week to basically take a short IELTS challenge. And this week is MC Hương, and she is one of the very popular MCs on broadcast right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see.
Let's take a look.
We see her every morning, but let's see her in the IELTS examiner's room. Check it out.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
What's your name, please?
My name is Hương.
And may I see your identification, please?
Here it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Which part of your country do most people live in?
Nowadays, almost Vietnamese people choose to live in urban area, which are the cities has developed economic, like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. And besides that, there are many people who love the peaceful life, peaceful atmosphere, and they choose the countryside. Like my grandparents, my uncles, they have the house in Hanoi, but they still choose to live in the countryside, especially when they get older.
How easy is it to travel around your country?
Well, I think it's almost same like all the other countries. And you know that there are many motorbikes in Vietnam, right? So there are many people choose to drive motorbike to travel around Vietnam. Besides that, there are many people choose to drive car, or you can go by coach, by train. And one more simple way is taking an aeroplane. It's simple, but it's also not cheap. But when you have a limited time, I think it's a good way for you to choose to travel to a different area in Vietnam.
Okay. For the next part, I will give you a topic card. You will need to talk about the topic for between 1 and 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah, I see. I understand. Okay.
Can you start taking notes now?
Yes, a well-known person.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
can you start speaking now, please?
Yeah, well, a well-known person that I would like to talk about, the one who I admire, is not a celebrity, not a star at all. She is 46. Maybe you don't know her, but she was a schoolgirl gorilla, and she is remembered as a national martyr in Vietnam. You know, when she was only 14 years old, she was too young, right? She threw a grenade, and she was imprisoned when she was only about 16 years old, and was executed when she was only about 18 or 19 years old. But she did fight, and she died for our countries. And I watched many movies. I watched a movie, and I heard about history about her, and I really, really admire her. I know that the topic today, we want to talk about appearance. Yeah, nowadays the appearance is very important in this life, especially for the famous people. Many people would like to choose a girl who has a nice appearance maybe, but for me, she's also has a really, the beauty is very important, right? And she has a really nice, beautiful soul. That's the most important, at least for me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What are the good things about being famous?
The good things for being famous, I think firstly is about money. Almost people want to be rich, they want to have much money. And well, when we are famous, we will have kind of a little bit higher life quality. And when we are on the streets, there are many people who will recognize us. It seems to be a little bit proud. We are proud when people recognize you and your parents are proud of you.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of the speaking test.
that's a lot of content over there. I really like the fact that when she talked about a person who was really beautiful, and then she mentioned Võ Thị Sáu.
Yeah.
Do you know about Võ Thị Sáu at all?
Just vaguely. I didn't understand the full history, but actually she made it very clear to me. Very interesting. Yeah.
So what did you like about that performance?
Well, I was very impressed actually. I mean, I think her fluency is outstanding. She's easily able to give long answers. She can go quickly without stopping too often. Gave some really good examples. I thought she was outstanding in her fluency.
Wow.
And pronunciation, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Easy to understand throughout. Very natural sounding. She uses word stress quite a lot for the important information. And very, very, very strong in those.
Wow. What are some of the good phrases or vocabulary that you picked out from that?
When she was talking about Võ Thị Sáu in part 2, she said words like executed and threw a grenade. I was very impressed with some of those less common words. But I think throughout the whole test she used very natural vocabulary. A few mistakes here and there, but nothing serious.
Okay, all right. Let's take a look at what she thinks of her performance. All right, Thu Hương, what do you think of your performance just now?
Well, I don't know how to say now. I was quite nervous, and I think I did it not as good as I hoped, but yeah, it's quite good enough.
All right, so she mentioned something that she was nervous. She was really nervous, but it didn't seem like she was nervous at all.
Not at all. She seemed very confident.
Very,
actually.
very confident. So let's see if there's any other instances that she was nervous. Okay. So were there any point in time where an examiner or somebody made you really nervous to him?
Actually, he only just gave me the questions and looked straight at me. But sometimes he looked down or he looked at the stopwatch, and it really made me confused. I thought that, wow, the time is gonna over and I have to speak it faster and faster. But actually, only part 2, right? Only part 2 that count the time. In the part 1 and part 3, I can say as much as I can, but I didn't know that. Just try my best to speak it.
Why do examiners look at their watch?
They have to follow the time very strictly. Because IELTS is a standardized test around the world, it always has to be between 11 and 14 minutes. So it's completely normal for the examiner to be looking at the watch because they have to stop each section after a certain amount of time.
I see. And will they stop the section even if the person was still speaking?
Exactly. So for example, in part 2, even if you haven't finished speaking at 2 minutes, the examiner must stop. But it's a good thing. It means you've said all that you can say. So don't worry too much about the timing. That's the examiner's job. But just say as much as you can say, and the examiner will control the time.
Are there certain keys that we can look at to know where we're at when it comes to time?
If you notice the examiner is frequently looking down at the watch, it probably means time is almost up.
Okay.
But my advice is just ignore the time and just keep talking as much as you can say.
So that's a good advice. So don't be nervous when the examiner is looking down. Sometimes we get very nervous when people do that.
Exactly.
But yeah, don't be nervous, and just keep on talking and keep on saying until you're stopped. All right, so let's see how many points she thinks she got.
Okay.
How many points do you think you got, Thu Hương?
I think I didn't do it good enough, so maybe about 6 or 7.
Good enough, 6 or 7. What do you think about that?
Well, 6 or 7 is certainly good enough, but I think she would be higher than that. I think her fluency and her pronunciation are definitely higher than that.
So you're a little bit too humble. But if you had to do it again, what would you do differently?
If I have a chance to do this test again, I think the most important and the most problem of mine is about vocabulary and grammar. I have to improve my vocabulary, and my grammar should be more kind of exactly.
Yeah, she wants to do it again, and she wants to improve on her vocabulary as well as her grammar, more have those aspects more accurate. How can she do that?
It's difficult. I mean, I think grammar, it's very difficult to speak perfectly in an interview like that. And if people start worrying too much about their grammar, it really affects their fluency. They start slowing down a lot. And it also really affects their pronunciation because they're focusing more on grammar than on pronunciation. So often I find the grammar score might go up, but then you might go down in 2 other categories. So
and that
my
is
advice
pronunciation and fluency, right?
Exactly. So my advice is just ignore grammar. It is what it is, and don't focus too much on being perfect.
All right, guys, next up is the tips, and tips section where you're going to have a chance to see some more writing tips this week. And for this week, it's on writing the thesis statement. So stay tuned, stick to your screen. All right, so we had MC Hương, we have the tips section. How do we write a good thesis statement?
It depends a lot on the question. So if the question is asking for your opinion or your point of view, then it should be very clear and very direct in the thesis statement. So for example, if the question is, to what extent do you agree or disagree, your thesis statement might say something like, this essay will discuss 2 reasons why I agree with this topic. Very direct, very clear. But if the question is something like, what are the causes and effects, there's no opinion, but you'd say, what is your essay going to write about? So for example, this essay will discuss the causes and effects of air pollution. So it depends a lot on the question, but always try to be direct. And if it's an opinion, say what your opinion is.
And sometimes I've seen people, they forget the thesis statement.
Yeah.
And so it appears somewhere within the paragraph. Now, what's the problem with this?
It's kind of like, excuse me, it's kind of like driving without a map, where if you don't know where you're going, then it's difficult to follow the way. So if your essay doesn't have a thesis statement at the beginning, it's very difficult for the reader to understand where are you going with your essay.
So it's a good idea to basically have the thesis statement in the beginning. It's also the map for yourself.
Exactly.
To write the paragraph as well, right? All right, so thanks so much for some of those tips. Next up, as you know, we scour our Facebook page. We have people sending in information and videos to us every week, as well as questions. This week, we're going to meet with somebody called Kwang-Ning, and he's going to be talking a little bit about appearance.
Okay.
Let's see what he says, guys.
Sơn Tùng MTP is very popular among Vietnamese teenagers. Even though being a newbie, he has the largest fan base in Vietnam, most of whom are youngsters. Boys and girls go totally insane if they have chance to meet him in person. I think the main reason why he becomes a household name lies on the fact that his songs are very ear-catching and he has a good look. Moreover, Sơn Tùng embodies the new generation of Vietnamese artists, energetic, fresh, and fashionable. He has been churning out a lot of hits and music videos with an unprecedented number of online views. As for me, I'm not very in favor of Sơn Tùng because he is merely a copycat of other artists. I'm not saying he's not talented, but I just don't like the way he tries to imitate other artists' style and music. I have to admit that many of his songs are totally worth listening, but they seem like some originality. I cannot see any distinction in his work, but no matter how I feel about him, he will eventually gain more and more fame and become an A-class celebrity in Vietnam showbiz.
Wow, I see some very, very advanced vocabulary in there.
Amazing.
Yeah, A-class celebrity, unprecedented. Wow. What are some of the things that you picked from that?
Oh, he has some excellent slang, very, very natural. So he said, go insane about the singer. He's a newbie.
Yes.
Catchy song, fresh. He's a copycat. I mean, just full of these really natural, idiomatic expressions.
What's quite interesting to me is his words are really strong,
Yeah.
but yet he's able to keep like a straight face.
Yeah.
You know, because if I were gonna say, oh, this is, you know, people are going insane, I'd be like, people are going insane. You know, he's like, people are going insane. So I find that quite interesting, and I also find that quite entertaining to watch. Yeah. It's interesting. Now, is it a good idea to have such a strong opinion, or a strong negative or positive opinion about something while you speak?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the key in IELTS is that you have an opinion and you explain why you think that. So whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. But the important thing is you have something to say and you're able to explain why you say that.
When it comes to speaking about you know, appearance, what are some of the things that people can take away from this episode? What are some of the good vocabulary to remember?
I think the first thing is appearance doesn't always have to be physical. I mean, like Tu Hương said in her part 2, it might be describing somebody's inner appearance, their personality. But if you're describing somebody's physical appearance, you might say, he or she looks like $1 million. So really, really beautiful, gorgeous. You might say something like, dressed to kill.
Dressed to kill.
Dressed to kill. So if somebody wears really nice clothes, you might say, he or she is dressed to kill. On the other side of the fence, if somebody is not so good looking, you might say they have a face that only a mother could love.
Face that only mother could love. Have you ever used the term dressed to kill to anybody?
For my wife, of course.
Yeah.
It's normally used for women. I guess you could use it for men, but primarily for women. So I try to use it with my wife as much as possible.
All right. So to summarize, we have a couple of phrases. I'll say one, and then you can say one, so that we can summarize it all for our audience, shall we? Sure. All right. So if you go away from this episode, please remember dressed to kill. What's the next clause that they can remember?
Look like $1 million.
Look like $1 million, as well as somebody who has a face that only his mother or her mother could love. So that's it. Thank you so much for you know, sharing some of the amazing tips and recapping some of the amazing tips as well. And of course, guys, and of course, Dan, we are an interactive show. So if at any point in time where you guys or Dan or, you know, Dan's son, Dan's family wants to be a part of this social campaign, you guys should really take a video, record what you have to say, and of course, come to our website, come to our Facebook page, you know, let us see your videos. And hopefully, we'll create a social campaign of people speaking about the IELTS or speaking about topics of the IELTS together. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll hope to see you again soon.
Hope so.
Now, when it comes to the topic of appearance, appearance affects us in so many ways and affects basically all aspects of our lives. When we talk about other people, when we think about ourselves, we criticize and we applaud appearances. But I think what's really important for us when we think about the issue, the topic of appearance, is how to make appearance become our strength, our inner strength. I remember whenever I criticize somebody for their own appearance, or whenever I criticize myself for my own appearance, those are probably some of the times that I'm the least confident. So as we are studying for our IELTS test, you know, make sure to keep internalizing our own confidence and love our appearance just as much as we love our studies, we love our career, and we love ourselves. That's it for now. We'll see you again next time. Ciao, ciao. Now, guys, when it comes to the issue of appearance, we always ask ourselves, are we too fat? Are we too thin? Are we too short? And are we not good looking enough in terms of our face? And all of these really self-deprecating ideas can be really devastating to our own external appearance. So the next time when we criticize ourselves or when we want to criticize others, just remember that, you know, everybody is beautiful in their own way because God makes no mistakes. Of course, we're all on the right track in terms of our career and money and our studies, and definitely we're all born this way.